For the home team, if they don't win, it's a shame. 1, 2, 3, start your out at the old ball game.
Hey everybody, welcome into Packs for Breakfast here on Sunday. And just in my opinion, the kind of start of spring with the changing of the clocks today. Kind of a bummer. Had to wake up a little bit earlier than normal, lose an hour of sleep, but hey, I'll take it for a little extra sunshine. It also means that it's going to get warmer here soon. Hopefully. Monday in Colorado, it's supposed to be like 72, so that's like summertime for us right now. Randy, how are you doing on this fast-forwarded Sunday morning?
Well, I'm going to have to strongly disagree with you on the losing an hour of sleep for more daylight, because I am a more in-the-dark type of person, so...
Well,
I'm one of those people, it's like, I want daylight. Actually, I wouldn't mind if they just left daylight savings time, like, right here. Just leave it here, don't ever change it again. That way, when, spring does roll around, you do get your hour of extra sunshine, but let's not roll the clocks back. Let's just leave them the way they are.
Well, I can agree that we shouldn't change it. Most people would agree that we shouldn't change it. I don't think that's ever going to change, but at least to me, it's better when you get a little bit of extra sunshine in your evening, a little bit more. Come home from work, have something to do other than just sit inside because it's dark already. Plus, it's March. We're moving out of that winter era, going into the summertime, and everybody likes summer. So I can't sit with your argument. I just can't.
Well, I can. I can argue.
You know who else can argue? The MLB back in 1994. So today we're doing 1994 score, which arguably is based on the 1993 season. Yet, in 1994, we did not get a full set of baseball cards because the MLB and the Players Union was arguing about, I can't remember the issues they were looking at, but they were on strike. And we lost quite a bit of baseball into the 1995 season, well, almost 1995 season. Yeah, so strike year, always fun. Lost a lot of fans, a lot of money. Good times.
Yeah. It was just one of those things where it's like, I just remember watching ESPN all the time, and it's like, I got so sick of seeing Donald Fear's face, and was it Bud Selig at the time that was the commissioner for that?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, you just get tired of it. It's like, instead of showing baseball highlights, the first thing you see a lot of times is Bud Selig and Donald Fear. And it was like, okay, I'm over seeing you guys. You guys are the least baseball player looking people that are in baseball.
Well, and I just recently saw a video here on YouTube that was it was interesting about the 1994 Expos, because there's all these people who thought the Expos were actually going to win the World Series that year because they were playing very well. They were 71-40, I think, at the time of strike. And
they had the best record in baseball.
They did, and the conspiracy was that them going on strike ruined their chances of staying in Montreal, because they said if they had have won the World Series, then they would have stayed. They would have built a new stadium and stayed in Montreal. So it was kind of an interesting look at just the perspective of the strike really ruined and sealed the fate of the Expos' move to Washington. Was it Washington?
Well, but the thing was, Montreal spent quite a few more years in Montreal, even after the strike. So it's like, I mean, I don't think I think there were more underlying problems there. It's just Montreal wasn't going to support the baseball team. They were going to eventually move, I think, even if they would have gotten a new stadium, it still doesn't change how many fans go to the stadium. And there's no guarantee, even as good as Montreal was, there's no guarantee you're going to win that World Series. The Yankees and the Braves were also both very good teams in that era. So
Well, then there was two other ones that
it's
there were two other things that were notable. Tony Gwynn was hitting 394, I think, at the time, and they said, oh well, he probably would have been the first 400 hitter, uh, which is speculation, of course.
well, since Ted Williams.
Right. Uh, which is, and that's speculation, of course. I mean, you can't really bank on that. The other one was your favorite guy, Matt Williams, had 40 something home runs at the time, and they thought that he would be the first to break Maris's record years before Sosa and McGuire did it. And
Boy, that's a lot of you're taking a terrible third baseman and putting a lot on that poor man's plate. It's like don't put that on him.
hey,
It's like he was never going to do that. Don't worry about that. That was never going to happen. Matt Williams is not capable of legendary status like that. So let's not do that to that jerk Matt Williams.
I figured you would like that one, but it was an interesting thing to see. It was fun, just people going back and thinking about. I think it was just showing the anger of the baseball fans and that of missing that the rest of that season. And
Well, the thing is, it's like Tony Gwynn's 394. George Brett went into September batting 400, and he didn't make it. He still ended up at like 392 or something like that, or 380. I can't remember 382 or something. But George Brett, I think, went into September at one point batting 400, and then he had like a horrible like 5 for 29, and it put his batting average way down again. So, I mean, Tony Gwynn, as great as he was, I would have been rooting for him to get that 400 because he was amazing. And if there was one guy that could do it, it probably would have been him. But it's like you can't project. I mean, that's all fun speculation. It really is. But I don't know if any of it. We got robbed of that. I never even really think of Tony Gwynn maybe having a chance at 400. I just think more. I think more about the Expos missing out on a chance to win a World Series because they did have a really good team.
yeah, and it's like I said, it's all speculation. There's no way you could ever know, and we will never know. History is done in that respect. But if you like conspiracy theories like I do, you can dive in and just say, what if? Why not? What else are we doing here? So this week we've got 1994 Score Series 1, which is here on the left. And, they're good cards. They're okay. They have the inserts were they had a Gold Rush card in every pack, which is a gold foil card. And then they had randomly inserted Dream Team cards, which I always got a kick out of. I actually liked them. They were kind of old-timey pictures of different players, which, oddly enough, the first one I pulled out of this box was Matt Williams. I feel like I remember you giving me crap about it. But
Because it's Matt Williams, Matt Jerk Williams, just jerk. Him and Will Clark, just jerks.
the next pack we have here on the right is 1994 Score Select, which was essentially the same. I mean, I think it was just it's better picture quality, and they're good cards. I mean, I didn't have any problem with this particular run of Score. score was kind of always not my favorite sets, but they did a decent job. All right. Well, what do you say? Should we get into this? See what kind of team we
Let's
can
open up one of those bad boys.
see what kind of team.
Let's hope for a better outfield than last time.
Yes. It's always a crapshoot as to what we're gonna pull out of here. So we do our best, and sometimes our best is not the best. It's all up to the fate of what's sitting in this pack from 30 years ago.
You know what? I'm going to make a prediction that we get a Tony Gwynn today because we talked about him. So we're going to get a Tony Gwynn.
Well, we're starting off with a Tim Leary.
You are not Tony Gwynn.
Definitely not. There's some sticking cards because they are very glossy.
I am very leery of you actually being a MLB player.
We got Kirk Reuter. Don't even remember him. He was at Expo though.
You don't remember Kirk Reeder? You know what that means? He was on that team. He was on that team that had a chance, unless he got traded mid-season. Oh, look, he was a rated rookie. We got to look him up.
Look him up. What do we got?
It's like, did you ever? I know he had an okay career, but it's like, 'cause I do remember hearing about him. But okay, so he wasn't bad. 130 wins and 92 losses, 4.27 ERA, 818 strikeouts. So you know what? Not terrible. Not terrible. He is in the San Francisco Giants Wall of Fame.
Which is funny too because he's a pitcher, and once again they took a picture of him with a batting helmet.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
You know what he's not, though? He's not a catcher.
That is true. Barry Thurman. Not a great start so far.
No.
Rafael Belliard. Good player.
Good player. I always liked Rafi Belliard.
He played for quite a while.
Him and Jeff Blauser.
Yep. All right, so next you'll see you'll see the Gold Rush card, which is in every pack. It's a special card by any means. And it's a solid catcher. Mr. Matt.
So wait, so you can get a card that they put the effort into making gold and shiny and still end up with Matt Noakes.
Well, that's the problem when you have a card that is not special. You put one in every pack, you're guaranteed a Gold Rush card, and they're not all going to be winners.
Well, I'm telling you, that's the fool's Gold Rush right there. That's.
And we jump right to this pack is lacking. A lack pack.
It's underwhelming.
Wickman.
I'm sorry, but Matt Noakes took all the fire out of this pack. He really did.
Alex Fernandez for the White Sox. One of the things I dislike is go from landscape to portrait. They didn't keep. Ooh, there's a guy. He's been on our wall before.
He has, but he's well deserving. You're talking a guy with over 600 career home runs.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a thumper right there.
He gets to be the first guy up on the wall today. But no, I was saying they go through landscape and portrait is almost as bad as backwards and forwards, like Upper Deck, where you're constantly having to flip the cards to see them, and just make them all one. Come on.
Yeah.
But
do we really need the long shot? I mean, do we really need the long shot?
First baseman, that's right. John was a first baseman. Remember him. And then we go to a point of contention, which is actually pretty funny. I made a video yesterday. You can check out on our channel, but in my short videos, I have 3 stands up because the frame is much smaller. And I decided that Roberto wasn't going to make it up on the wall because I put Moises Alou up there. And that was just a creative choice that I made because I really liked Moises Alou. Well, Roberto Alomar is a Hall of Famer, and he should have been on the wall. And got a little flack for that. So, guess what? Mr. Roberto, you're going to go up today. You are second base.
Here's the thing about Roberto Alomar. So I remember we have a picture of him where he's about to catch a ball, but it looks like he's kind of doing a magic trick and just making the ball kind of float in the air.
Mm-hmm.
And now in that picture, it looks like he's making himself just float in the air. The man is magical.
He is.
And that's why he deserves to be on the wall, because he's just magical.
And kudos to whoever took that shot, because that is pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
To catch him midair like that.
Look at the air on that launch. That is just good stuff right there.
And then you got another previous wall winner, Mr. Mo Vaughn.
Yes, he has been one of our all-stars before.
He maybe shouldn't have been, but always a fan favorite. Good guy to watch play baseball. Around for
he had to be a fan favorite in Boston.
Well, look at that. Our pack made its way back around in the middle. We can salvage this. And we got Donovan Osborne. Well, he's dragging it down. This guy's another guy that's going to be another recurring face in the mid-90s. BJ Surhoff. We see him quite a bit.
But he did have a pretty decent career.
Yeah, not a bad player.
Yeah, I mean, it's like definitely one of those Scott Leyes types. Maybe a little better than Scott Leyes, but.
And we're gonna end on Mike Greenwell for the Red Sox.
You know what? Every time I see that, I can only think of that stupid Diamond Kings card that was Mike Greenwell. Every time I see him, it's just like, oh, there's the Diamond King, Mike Greenwell.
He's a Diamond King.
It's like...
All right, now we're going to go to...
who made that decision?
We're going to go to Score Select here. I liked the picture quality of these cards. They were kind of fun. Hey, Rocky.
Did you know that BJ Surhoff actually hit 188 home runs in his career?
Nice.
Made an all-star team once. Good for him.
All right, we got a 1994 rookie prospect, James Hurst. You got to look him up, Randy.
Oh, I got to. Got to find out about the Hurst shifter there.
Now, the problem is, there's 2 problems with this card. Number 1, it shows him as a relief pitcher, which that's not a good start.
Yeah.
And the dude's got crazy eyes.
Okay, so I just want you to know the strike was too much for him to handle. It ruined his career. His career statistics, 0-0 with a 10.13 ERA and 5 strikeouts in 1 year with the Texas Rangers.
I know it's just shadows and it's just the picture, but man, it looks like he's got no eyes. Like his eyes are haunting.
To me, it looks like his eyes are crossed.
Yeah,
maybe that's where the problem was.
He was like Charlie Sheen in Major League. He just needed glasses.
Yeah. Oh my God, glasses. Why didn't we think of that? He could have had a longer career. Maybe gotten that ERA down to 9.
Oh, and we got a catcher prospect in this pack. Oh, Mr. Chris Turner.
Oh, that is such a plain name. You watch. I'm going to look up Chris Turner, and there's going to be a basketball player, and there's a football player, another football player, an author, a comedian, football player, before you finally get to Chris Turner, baseball player. So you know this man did not have a career.
Yes.
Okay, so 237 average, 4 home runs, 36 runs batted in. He did play in the league for about 7 or 8 seasons, so he bounced, but he was on the World Series champion Yankees in 2000.
Hey, there you go.
He got a ring.
He got a ring.
It's like the solid catcher. Actually, not even a solid catcher, but he's got a ring.
All right, now we got Jose Lind for the Royals, second baseman. You're not going to beat out Roberto.
But he's floating too.
He is floating. I do like these cards. The pictures are great, and they have the double picture, which is kind of. Then we got another Jose Felix Jose.
I liked Felix Jose. I thought he was going to really be something special, but he just kind of turned out to be. He was okay for what he was, but I really had high hopes that Felix Jose was going to be, a much better player.
Now, I don't remember this set from growing up. I probably lost interest in it due to the strike, but I think I would have liked this. It's got a lot of color. It's got the gold. Nice setup. I would have collected these. And then you got Sleepy John Kruk. Not Nails, that's Dykstra. What was his?
Crucky. They just used to call him Crucky.
Crucky.
It's like Crucky needs a nappy.
Yeah. Interesting choice for a card design. Come on, Cam.
I am telling you right now, John Kruk is one of the few guys in MLB that you could take a picture of him sleeping and he looked at the card and said, "That's the shot. I love that."
There we go. I just block out my background. All right. It's interesting choice for a card, but oh man. There he is.
You're talking the perennial all-star Ozzie Smith, and he was 13-time all-star, and he's been a 4 or 5-time all-star with us. Oh, there's a good addition to the outfield right there.
Oh yeah, Kirby. It's like Kirby and Ozzie are two people, which kudos to this pack. Like obviously this is a decent one, but you can't hardly, if you get Kirby and you get Ozzie in the pack, they gotta go on the wall. You can't really argue it.
Well, that would be a great pack if you're a kid and you get that pack. You've got an Ozzie Smith, one of the best shortstops and one of the greatest outfielders in Kirby. I mean, it's just a great pack.
This pack is the opposite of gross.
Yeah. And Kevin Gross is a Dodger. There's more meanings to that gross than just his.
Oh, Smoltzy. Camera's struggling here. Come on, camera.
I think it just really just has a tough time with like the color on one side of the card and the gold in the middle. And
no, it's just focusing on the background.
Loves the background.
There's a lot of neat cards in that background. But Smoltzy's gonna make his way up to the no introduction needed. Hey, there's Joe Orsulak. We haven't seen him in a while.
Wow, there's Joe Orsulak as a Met.
Man, don't we usually see him as an Oriole?
Yeah. Oriole, or I don't know why I want to say Blue Jay, but I don't think that's right.
Does it tell us? Anyway, Joe Orsulak, you're not making it.
He was an Oriole. That's where you're remembering him from. Pirates, Orioles, Mets, Marlins, Expos in 97.
Bobby Jones, pitcher for the Mets. We'll end on, EY.
Oh, EY.
Hit the first home run for the Rockies.
Oh, it was such a magical time. I mean, I always was an EY fan. I love that he was a Rocky for all those years. That would have been our second year of existence. So they were playing at Mile High Stadium. 95 though, when we'd be looking at these cards, we'd be in Coors Field.
Got Don Baylor standing there.
And Alex Cole.
Yep. With some killer shades.
Yep.
Nice. I really want to put him up on the wall, but I don't think I can.
We need a designated hitter. He played outfield. He played infield. He was everywhere.
You know what?
I think we can put him in on a fan vote.
Fan vote. Mr. EY gets his special stand.
It's like, when else am I going to get a chance to talk about Eric Young?
Right. That's what I'm saying. All right, so there's score select. That was a great pack. I would have been a huge fan of that pack.
That filled out so much of the wall, man.
No, well, now it's fun because we get to maybe see more. Let's see, we got John Habian Royals.
Oh no, I see that gold card again. Will it be better than Matt Noakes?
Ricky Gutierrez, 93 rookie for the Padres.
I think Ricky Gutierrez wasn't too bad. Let's look him up.
That's good. It gave me a second to unstick some of these cards. Very glossy.
So Gutierrez, he played for quite a while. Played 93 to 2004, 38 home runs, 266 average. I mean, just looks like he was a solid middle infielder. Just never spectacular, but he did have a decent career. Padres, Astros, Cubs, Indians, Mets, and Red Sox.
Nice.
So good, decent career.
We got Mike Sharperson.
Good, hit him.
Season highlights: Chris Basios, season's first no-hitter. Mariners.
Oh,
nice.
Now, I have a thing. I still need two particular team cards, and we have not fulfilled them. And the Marlins is one of them. So we don't need to put them up on the wall, but I would like to request that Marlins card so I can maybe do this series in the future, just to have a Marlins card, unless we can actually find a Marlins All-Star.
Well, Randy Johnson's in this photo, so
that's true. There's a good person to have right there. Is like Randy Johnson's going, my career's going to surpass yours by a long shot.
No hitter, still a big achievement. Well done, Chris Bosio. Yep. Oh, we got the double. We got Mike Sharperson. Yay!
It's so bad. It's terrible. You know what? Mike Sharperson, Matt Noakes, so far you're making the un-all-star team of fool's gold cards.
There we go. We're gonna put the gold cards aside, and then I'm gonna let you do the Gold Rush All-Star team.
The fool's Gold Rush All-Star team.
Yep. And then we got.
I want to see what we come up with for this.
We got Randy Velarde.
Great first name, mediocre player.
John Dobson. That's a good picture. That's you couldn't get better than that. What a face.
That is maximum effort.
Maximum effort. What we give on a weekly basis.
That's right.
Hey, one-handed Jim Abbott. Such a great story. Just the fact that he played with one hand. Like you could see in this picture, he's got his glove tucked. and it was always fun to watch him pitch.
Well, and how quickly he could switch the hand on that glove to get it, because he had to field and throw with the same hand. It was amazing how fast he was at that switch.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like, and he was a good pitcher. It's not like he was, it's not like he was a bad pitcher. It's not like he was just a fluke for a year or two. He played for quite a few years and was good.
yeah, no, he was an inspirational story.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, have a ton of respect for Jim Abbott.
You got Dave Stewart.
Oh, he's been on our wall before, but he did it as an A. And I don't think he.
Fixing my camera. Got all wonky. We got Dave Stewart, not as a Blue Jay, but
Did you know that Jim Abbott pitched a no-hitter? I did not know that.
I know that. Super cool.
He pitched a no-hitter September 4th, 1993.
Up, there's an outfielder.
One of the greatest outfielders to
Saved.
ever exist.
Saved our pack. Right. But
Look at that outfield with Kirby and Ken Griffey Jr. Holy smokes.
and that's one of those Griffey's another one we've talked about a bunch, but you can't pass him up. Like as a host of this show, I feel like I would get kicked off if I just said, "Nah, Ken Griffey, you're not up on the wall today."
Like Ken, it's like, I don't know what we're, yeah, if you're talking Ken Griffey Jr., like, 2 years after he retired, but that's not what that card is. That's prime Ken Griffey Jr.
I guarantee that this picture, this guy, he just threw the ball to first and it completely sailed. And he said, "How did that happen?"
That's kind of what that look is. It's like, oh my God, I've screwed up so bad.
I just hit the beer vendor. Oh no.
Sailed it into the, it's like, oh, there's beer everywhere. That's a party foul. Party foul, Damian Easley. Damian Easley is a party fouler.
Don Mattingly. He's been kind of he's been recurring a lot in these packs too. I've been seeing a lot of Mattingly.
I haven't really seen, I don't know why I haven't seen a lot of Mattingly. Am I not paying attention when his card comes up? I know we've had him on one team.
Well,
We have had him on one team. Him and Mobon both. I mean, they're both deserving. They're both great. But
he was in my he comes up a lot in my mid 90s packs that I do. But we'll end this one with Brian Harper.
great stash.
Great stash. Good hair. He's got kind of like the long hair in the back. That was a look back in the 90s.
Yes, that was the look. What were Brian Harper's career stats? He is a solid catcher.
Oh man.
At 295 with 63 home runs and 428 batted in. He's definitely the definition of a solid catcher. Oh, the best cards.
Starting out with the checklist.
Boom shakalaka!
Javi Lopez as a prospect. We found our catcher.
We know Javi Lopez was good.
Party foul. I knocked over Roberto Alomar. I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh no, he's not floating anymore.
I did not mean it. Have fumbly hands. Ken Griffey Jr. stayed up because never down. All right, kind of fixed it. Oh my goodness, here we go again. So this is karma, Randy, and I'm going to tell you why. Because this is our next guy in here, right? We got Edgar Martinez.
Wow.
Okay, so here's the thing. I told you about how I put Moises Alou. Come on, Edgar. Focus. Look at that. Look at that face. He just looks like a nice guy. So I put Moises Alou up on my video, and Edgar Martinez was the other guy that did not make it because I wanted to put Moises Alou up there, right? So it's kind of funny that I got both guys in this video, because now the question is, as a Hall of Famer, does he go up on the wall?
Well, I mean, it's like Edgar Martinez. Edgar Martinez is one of the best pure hitters of all time. He was definitely a great DH.
You know what? Executive decision. He has not been in our show, so Jim Tomei's getting kicked off. That's executive decision.
Did Edgar Martinez play a lot of third base?
Yeah. Says it right there on his card. Third base.
Must have been more of a DH. Yeah, if he's. It's like we've had Jim Tomei before too, but yeah, we'll put Edgar up there.
And there's Nails. He made his way in as well.
Yeah, it's like he goes, "I heard you talking about me."
Which he's gonna go. He's gonna go.
Did you see Kruk was asleep?
So our outfield is now Ken Griffey, Lenny Dykstra, and Kirby Puckett. That's pretty good.
That is three. Do you realize that's three center fielders?
It is. So we're gonna have to do some.
There's going to be some rearranging.
Yeah.
It's like I think. Oh no, Dykstra was actually pretty athletic for what he was, but
he
who are you sticking right? Who had the stronger arm, Dykstra or Puckett?
I'm putting Puckett in right, and I'm putting Dykstra in left.
Yeah, I think Puckett did have the stronger arm. But of course, the comments, if the comments, anybody wants to comment, tell us that we're wrong, go for it. I'd love to know for sure.
Yeah, where would you put the outfield if you had Puckett, Griffey, Dykstra? How are you arranging that? Then we got Darren Dalton, solid catcher. Solid. Good catcher. I like Darren Dalton.
He played for the Marlins at the end of his career.
And he had the hair.
It's like definitely a solid catcher. We've actually had him on the team before.
There's Jose Lind again. Already had him floating up there. Oh, it's a repeat. There's Felix Jose repeating. Like to put those two guys next to each other.
It's like Jose.
Geronimo Pena. Anybody named Geronimo. Like that. Kevin Mitchell, close-up picture. Left fielder. You're not going to beat out those guys. I'm sorry.
No. His barehanded catch, though, is still a Sports Center highlight.
Yep. Sports Center all over the place. Tom Gordon, pitcher. Royals. A lot of Royals pitchers. Thanks.
Yeah. We haven't even run against Brett Saberhagen yet.
Jack Voigt for the Orioles. Boy, I like that uniform.
Yeah, that's a good uniform for the Orioles.
I like that. I don't remember that.
Was that their All-Star uniform?
Yeah.
So it was the black uniform with the All-Star
patch on the side.
It's a good look.
Yeah. It should.
Yeah, it's got a good look to it.
And we'll end on unfocused Alex Arias. For the Marlins.
Yeah, for the Marlins. Way to go, Alex.
Unfortunately, it just says infield. It's not a good thing for a player.
No, and I'm sure Alex Arias played for quite a few seasons, but it's not like he was ever considered one of the all-time greats. But he had I think a decently long career in the MLB.
Cards, okay, and then we're starting with the Mariner again. Jeff Nelson, you're not Randy Johnson, so. Ooh, season highlights. Who's it going to be? Mark Whitten, 4 home runs in one game. Pretty good.
400 home runs in one game.
Yeah.
Mark Whitten, you're an animal.
Look at me changing history.
Yeah. Well, it was the 94 season. We didn't get all of the history, so we might as well change some of it.
All right. And then we got Randy, help me out. Toronto, what was the name? Was it still the Rogers Center? Or was it?
It was actually Sky Dome in that era.
Sky Dome, that's right.
Yeah, that was still the Sky Dome.
We got Cubby, Jose.
Holy cow!
Little Harry Carey for you. Then we got Bob McDonald, Tigers pitcher.
That's the maximum effort face.
Here we got Gold Rush. Who's it going to be, Randy? What's your guess? All right, we're going to hide it.
Well, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Let's say Ed Sprague.
Ooh, it's a Met. All right, we got a Met. John
Didn't
Franco.
At least I liked John Franco. He was a pretty good closer. That's actually a decent gold card. It's like if I'm getting a pack, I'm going, finally I got at least one good player on the gold cards.
All right. Well, he's going to be fun for you to talk about this week.
Yeah.
Oh. Alvaro Espinoza resting his face on the bat with the goggles. That's
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? That's a guy that it's like, you know what? We're trying to take a field shot of this guy, but he's never out there playing, so we can't get one on the field.
And we got Ron Darling, crazy face.
Ron Darling had I think he might have battled cancer and actually beat it and come back like during his pitching career. And I think he ended up with the Giants and had a pretty triumphant comeback from cancer. It's like, if I might be remembering the wrong guy completely. But I thought that's what Ron Darling battled. I'm going to have to look it up. So it's like, you know, he's a commentator now. He lives in Hawaii.
Oh.
I might have been thinking of the wrong guy completely. I think I am. Maybe it was a guy his last name started with an R. Righetti. Maybe I'm thinking it was Righetti.
Dave Righetti.
Yeah, I think maybe that's who I'm thinking of. I don't know why I got those two mixed up.
Hey, it's another Marlin, Henry Cotto. Cool to see.
Well, we're getting Marlins.
Yeah, it's cool to see the Marlins start making their way into the world at this point. You know, just brand new team. Torey Lovello, Angel, cool picture. Diving for the ball.
He doesn't have the hops. He doesn't have the hops that Alomar does.
Mickey Tettleton, there's a solid catcher if there ever was one. Lance Johnson for the White Sox.
It might not even be Dave Righetti. I don't know. I must not be thinking of the right player. So it's like I don't know. I remember a pitcher that battled cancer, and it's like it's bugging me that it's like I'm getting it wrong.
It'll pop back in your brain afterward.
Yeah, it's like after the show, it's like that's where it'll pop up.
Mark Langston looks like he just threw a changeup, maybe.
He was actually a really good pitcher for a while.
And Chucky. Chuck Knobloch.
Oh, that was a great shortstop. Or was he second? He was the second baseman.
Yeah, he was second base. Chuck Knobloch.
I like Chucky Knobloch.
You know, great player. Arguably could be on our wall, but can't, out of good conscience, kick Roberto off again. So we're just going to have to stick right there. And back to the score select. Starting out
Boom shakalaka!
with another checklist. Our favorite.
It's a good checklist.
Yeah.
Got a nice little gold bar in there. Good checklist.
1994 rookie prospect. Another relief pitcher, Shane Reynolds.
You know what? You never want as a prospect to be put as a relief pitcher. It's like if that's what you're being brought up for, is just to be a relief pitcher, then you're probably not going to have a long career. Although Shane Reynolds did have a pretty good career. He had 114 wins, 96 losses, so he didn't stay a relief pitcher. 4.09 ERA with 1,400 strikeouts. So,
all right, this next guy, I really wish we could put him on the wall, Randy, and I think you'll agree. He won't make it. It's unfortunate, but one of my favorite pitchers, especially here in Colorado.
oh yeah, Pedro Estacio. Yeah, it's like you can't beat out Smoltz. It's like, but Pedro Estacio was a Rocky favorite.
Yeah, he was a good pitcher. He brought some what would you call that? I don't know. It was always nice when he was pitching because he had you didn't think you were immediately going to lose the game. You know?
No, it's like I think he had a pretty good pitching career even here in Colorado. It's just, he'll never get credit for it because I don't think he spent that many years here, like maybe 4 or 5. But Pedro Estacio is at least some guy that you could depend on as a starting pitcher here in Colorado, which is rare.
Rare. Optimism was the word I was thinking. A little optimistic. Another Brave. Feel like it always does this.
It's like if you put Tom Glavine or John Smoltz up on the wall, Greg Maddux will always come out to say, "Hey, I was better."
Yeah.
It's like he cannot stand to see either of those two get more credit than he had. He always has to come back and say, who was the best pitcher out of us 3? It was me.
It was him. We're gonna leave
John and Tom.
We're gonna leave Smoltz up there because everybody knows Greg was the man. Great. I mean, just like I said, I think I've told this story before, but I remember watching the game. It was a doubleheader. Greg Maddux pitched the first game, and I don't remember if he ended up underneath 81 pitches, but I just remember he was just masterful in his performance. I mean, 81's the wall, right? 27 outs, 3 pitches per player. That's 81. That's the wall. Like, that's...
Well, that's if you want 27 strikeouts with the minimum pitch.
Correct. But, which then...
Because technically you could get out of a game with 27 pitches.
I was just going to bring that up. It was funny because I've had this conversation before with people. And theoretically, logistically, 27 is the least amount of pitches you throw in a game, right? 3 outs per inning times 9 innings puts you at 27. If you pitched one pitch to every player and they popped it up, and you got 27 outs, you could throw 27 pitches. Is it ever going to happen? No. Is it realistic? Absolutely not. But mathematically, that is the least amount of pitches you. And
see, the thing about Greg Maddux though is he is a guy that could get those low pitch counts because he was always around the plate. But his ball must have had like some late movement or something that would just make it so people couldn't crush it because it's not like he walked a ton of guys. And I mean, he was always around the strike zone, but he didn't throw very hard.
But he was a painter. I mean, this guy put the ball exactly where he wanted it. And I mean,
he was a maestro.
he was kind of one of those throw the pitch and then walk off the mound. Like he knew before the batter did that it was over. Anyway, enough on him.
It's over. It's over for you. I'm on the mound. It's over for you.
We got Roberto Mejia. Didn't really do much as a Rocky.
No, but we were kind of high on him. We thought he'd be better than he was.
Mike Gallego, shortstop. Scott Cooper for the Red Sox, second baseman, or third baseman, sorry. Red Sox, upside down shortstop. Pat Mears.
The upside down shortstop, that's a tough way to play.
It's a weird career choice for up, but
it's like, stop standing on your head.
All right, camera. I understand you want to focus on the back, but
so do you want to take a guess what the fewest pitches Greg Maddux ever threw in a complete game?
Was it 78?
78 exactly.
That's what I thought. I'm pretty sure that was the game where he threw 78 pitches, and I couldn't remember the number, but that means he threw less than 3 pitches per batter.
The game took 2 hours and 7 minutes.
Yep. He ran through, and they were like, I remember the announcers for that game were going, they're going to have plenty of rest between the first and second game because this game didn't last very long. What a great...
Greg Maddux was thinking of his teammates.
It was such a great memory. I remember watching that game, just being in awe of his pitching. We got Jeff Montgomery, Leaf pitcher. There we go. Saberhagen made it.
But I guess I was wrong. He wasn't still a Royal. No. But Saberhagen said, look, I wasn't a Royal. I was a Met at the time. Give me some credit here. I moved on. I had moved on with my life.
And there's Mo Vaughn, again, rounding second.
And looking like he's either hit a home run and he's jogging around the bases, or he was rounding second to kind of stop there because he knew he wasn't going to go any further.
Right. Then we got Wade Boggs, which arguably he could go up on the wall, but he's been there. So, and I owe it to Edgar. Leave him up there.
It's like Edgar and Roberto Alomar. This is their redemption day.
It's redemption.
Where's Moises Alou?
All right, in this one, we're starting off with the Goose.
Now, at least that can be our closer, because that's one of the legendary closers of all time, Goose Gossage.
Yep. Colorado Springs, I think, right?
Yeah, I think he was a Colorado guy.
Yeah.
But I mean that's definitely that can be our closer.
You know what? We're gonna put the Goose in here. It'll be a fun talking for you.
It's like it's the Goose is loose.
And then you go to Todd Benzinger. You can
yeah.
do it either way.
Benzinger. You could say it whatever way you want, really. It's like he's not watching. It's like I doubt Todd Benzinger is going to be in the comments going, pronounce my name right.
Well, if Todd Benzinger wants to come into our comments and pronounce his name.
That's true. That's true.
How fun would it be? Tom Benzinger, join our show. Come check us out. Be our special guest. We would love to have you.
I wonder how many Bens he zinged.
Daryl Kyle.
Because he was a Benson.
One of my favorites.
Future Rocky.
Great pitcher.
Future Rocky, not a good Rocky.
No. They got the Ranger Stadium. Don't know what it was called, so
the old one. I don't know if that. I don't think it was called the ballpark at Arlington or if it was called Texas Ranger Stadium. Can't remember what that one was called. It was unremarkable.
Another Braves pitcher, Steve Bedrosian. Got Greg Jeffries on the Gold Rush. Cardinals.
Wow, Greg. There was a Greg Maddox in here. You are definitely not of his level.
We are gonna. It's gonna be a fun Gold Rush Fool's Gold recap.
Yeah, the Fool's Gold recap.
Ben McDonald, decent pitcher for the Orioles. Don't like those uniforms. Go back to the All-Star ones. They were much better.
Yeah, go to the All-Star uniform, the black with the.
And we got Rick Aguilera for the Twins. I was gonna say that's our first twin of the day, but it's not.
Oh, that one Kirby's up there.
Eric Plunk. Two things. That's a goofy picture, real goofy. And Plunk, you don't want to. That's not the name you want to see when you're facing a pitch.
Yeah, you don't want to see a guy that is like he's coming out there and the last name just says Plunk.
You're like, I can see into my future.
It's like, you know what? That guy looks like a plunk.
Todd Stottlemyre for the Blue Jays, good pitcher. I mean, I just say, yeah, he was. Second guess myself. Why do I do that? He's a decent pitcher. I remember seeing him play. Hey, fan favorite, Tino. I like Tino.
Everybody liked Tino. Tino and Edgar Martinez. Although I think, I don't know, did Tino end up with the Yankees?
That I don't remember.
Can't remember if Tino ended up with the Yankees. It's like I remember, Tino and Edgar were on the same team there. Yeah, Tino ended up with the Yankees.
Who is this guy?
Hey, the ball bounces off that guy's head.
We got Jose. Jose, you've made it on our wall before. Everybody knows Jose.
It's like in that Texas hat right there, that hat might be the hat that the ball bounced off of to go over the wall for a home run.
Hey, could be.
That's like.
There's Lou Whitaker again.
Yep, Sweet Lou. We talked about him last week.
Ooh, Kenny Lofgren. We like Kenny. Kenny was he's been on our wall before as well. But we have
like one of a speed guy, definitely a great defensive center fielder.
We have
not a ton of in the bat.
Too many center fielders. All of our
so many center fielders.
All of our outfield has been center fielders today.
But that means it should be a good fielding outfield.
Wow, they really want us to talk about Shane Reynolds, man. We got him again.
And we did. He had a decent career.
Next rookie prospect is Danny Bautista.
Is that the guy that was the wrestler?
That was Dave Bautista.
Oh, so it's not Danny Bautista. That guy was never a wrestler, huh? Dang it.
Jay Bell, shortstop for the Pirates. Shortstop.
He was a decent shortstop, and if he didn't have Ozzie Smith there,
he could
make it. It's like, because we really haven't had many better.
Hey, it's Jim Abbott again.
It's Jim.
We like Jim Abbott. Everybody likes Jim. Jeff King with a killer stash. Pirates, and we haven't seen a ton of. Okay. Nice to see some of them. Ooh, Charlie Hayes, another fan favorite. Nice guy.
Yeah, he was a fan favorite here in Colorado. He didn't play that long here, but because I think Vinny Castilla ended up replacing him at third.
Well, he ended up playing third for the Yankees, didn't he? when the Yankees came back and beat the Braves?
Yeah, I think so. Charlie Hayes. I think Charlie Hayes does have World Series.
'Cause
He might have World Series rings.
if I remember right, he caught the final out on a pop up from Chipper Jones back in was it 96, maybe 97, one of those years. I remember I actually had a bet because the Braves were up 3-0, 3-1, something like that, and I was so confident in their ability to beat the Yankees that I put some money on that series. Boy, I think that was the reason that the Braves lost, because those Yankees came right back and won it. I was like, I'm never doing that again.
It's like he did play with the Yankees in 96 and 97 and 92, but he did win a World Series in 96 with the Yankees.
Yep, that was him. He caught the final out. Come on, focus. He caught the final out. It was a pop-up from Chipper Jones. I was sitting there thinking, all right, Chipper's up. They might have a chance to come back in this game. Pop up to third. Wally Joyner. All right, Cameron, you've been killing me. You did great last week, but you're about to get thrown on the bench. I'm just telling you, Cameron. Fix it. Wally Joyner, good player. He was solid.
Decent first baseman. Oh, it's upside down.
Upside down, but a cool picture. It's one of those action shots. Throwing and it got air.
And he had a pretty decent little run there for about 4 or 5 years where he was one of the better pitchers in the MLB.
All right, we got Bob Welch for the Athletics.
Did he welch on a bet?
We got another Rocky. Who's it going to be? Ooh, David Need.
Now, David Meade was our first pick in the supplemental draft, wasn't he?
Oh, gosh, I can't even remember.
I think he was. I think he was a Braves pitcher, and he was our first pick in the supplemental draft. Okay, did I spell David Meade wrong? I probably did, because I did.
NIED.
Yeah, Meade was the first pick for the expansion Colorado Rockies in 1992. So yes, that was basically, I think, was our first official player.
Nice. He played for I don't remember, was it just like a couple seasons?
It says he played for us for 4 seasons. He played for the Braves in 92, and then he played with us from 93 to 96. He had a 17-18 career, 5.06 ERA, 146 strikeouts. He didn't play very long.
No, and he had no chance on that break.
Yeah, no. I mean, can you imagine trying to break into the starting lineup that's got those guys?
Carlos Garcia floating in the air.
Was he a second baseman?
He was.
That's why he's floating.
Right.
All second basemen float in 1994. That is what the strike was all about. The strike was about floating second basemen. The rest of the league was pissed off that only second basemen were allowed to float, and they wanted that to stop. And that's why we lost the 94 World Series. I am rewriting history.
Hey, you could do that. Oh, last card, camera. We're going to have a talk after this episode.
Yeah.
There it is. All right. Brad Ausmus. And I remember Brad Ausmus because in the NL West, he played the Rockies quite a bit. And I remember him hitting a few home runs on us.
And he was not a home run hitter.
Nope. At Coors Field, you don't really have to be a home run hitter.
That's true. You didn't have to be a home run hitter. He had 80 career home runs.
I remember one of my favorite players from the Rockies back in the 90s was, he had a fun name. It was John Vanderwall. I don't know if you remember him.
Oh, I remember John Vanderwall.
And it was so funny because he could hit home runs at Coors Field. I mean, he had okay pop anyway, but he was a utility guy, and but man, he would make hitting home runs at Coors Field look simple. Just not everywhere else.
He just wasn't capable of it anywhere else.
All right. Well,
Is this John Vanderwall? Yeah, let's see. Yeah. So 261 average, 97 home runs. Should have stayed in Colorado longer than just 5 years because you needed more years here. And 430 runs batted in.
but he was one of my favorites. I liked him. He's just like one of those spunky. Put me in, coach. Where do you need me today?
Yeah.
All right. So there's our.
His middle name was Henry. John Henry Vanderwall.
Oh. Well, that's our wall. So they kind of stuck. Once we got them up there, they didn't really leave.
Yeah.
So we got Goose Gossage as our relief pitcher. We got Kirby Puckett. We got John Smoltz, Len Dykstra, Javi Lopez, Ozzie Smith, Eric Young as our DH, not as our. It's funny, this card, they actually have him listed as left field, even though he did play a majority at second base.
But I remember early on he did play a lot of outfield for us.
He eventually moved to second, and stayed there for a long time.
Yep. Yep, he did.
Walt Weiss and Navy Perez. Big Mo Vaughn at first. We got Ken Griffey Jr., Roberto Alomar, and Edgar Martinez, who arguably we could have replaced those two interchangeable players, but we got it was redemption for those two guys. So if you want to check the video out, it's my latest YouTube short. You can check it out. Leave a comment if you would like to, because it was it was hotly debated. So, but hey, not a bad Hall of Fame All-Star team for us this week. Should be interesting to see what you come up with on your videos. Talking about these
there's
guys.
there's some Hall of Famers up there.
Oh yeah, well, yes. Roberto, Edgar, Griffey, they're all in the Hall of Fame. A lot of these guys, Ozzy. I mean, it's all. Our all-star team is generally filled with top star talent, which hence the all-star team. You're going to have some Hall of Famers in there.
That would be an interesting thing. It's like, I wonder if that could be really looked up. Has there ever been an all-star team that's ever been assembled in the MLB where it's like nobody that made that all-star team that year actually went on to the Hall of Fame?
I bet it's possible. I don't know how likely it is, but I bet it's possible.
I really don't know how likely it is, but that'd be interesting to see if there was an all-star team with no Hall of Famers on it.
Food for thought, something to look up. So next week, for programming, I think we're gonna do. I scored a box of 1993 Donruss, which I'm hoping will show up by the time we hit next Sunday. So, because I think that'll be a fun set to open up. Don't know if I ever collected any 93 Donruss, so I think it'll be a brand new set for me to open up, which I'm excited about. Hopefully everybody else is excited about it as well. I do like the 1990 Donruss set, even though it was kind of hotly debated as well, because I liked it. I don't know why. It calls to me. the colored cards in the early 90s that were very hit and miss. Clearly, we have the 91 Fleer set, which hideous. Yellow. Why would you pick yellow? Such a bad design. Come on, guys.
Somebody approved that. Somebody said, this is good. We've got to do this.
We're going to do it.
And they were wrong.
They were wrong. Indeed, they were wrong. But hey, you know what? It's 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. We should be at 6 o'clock. But like I said in the start of the episode, I'm happy about the time change. Looking forward to that springtime. Baseball's getting really kind of revved up right now. Beginning of April, you're going to start seeing those opening days, and that's always exciting. You know, even if you don't follow baseball, opening day just has a way of breathing some life into the world. No comment.
No comment. I love baseball, but I'm like I said at the beginning, I'm not big on the time changes.
Yeah. Way to bring it down, Randy. Way to bring it down.
That's why I didn't comment.
Well,
that's why I was staying silent. I figured you could hear me complain about it tomorrow.
I will hear you complain about it tomorrow. Oh, well,
it'll be perfect.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for watching. Always fun to do these episodes every Sunday. We'll do our recap over the week. Randy will do his all-star team. Check him out. He posts videos a couple days a week. Really dives deep into the statistics of these players that we pick from our wall. It's a great listen if you like stats, for sure. What is it? I said, like, subscribe, hit the bell. Hate saying that stuff. If you made it this long, I'm sorry. But if you're going to tune out, this is the perfect time. So, yeah, maybe that's the key. I can't believe he said that. I'm out. Perfect. It's the end of the episode. Look forward to hopefully some 1993 Donruss next week. If not, we'll have something fun. Look out for my short videos. I post them every day, so you can get your daily dose of mid-90s to late 80s baseball. Sometimes I do other things, but mostly baseball. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Randy, I had fun. We will look forward to all the
it's always great though. It's always great to open up these cards. It's like, love seeing what we're going to come up with. It's always, there's some players up there I haven't gotten to talk about, like EY, and it's like, it'll be fun to dig into his stats a little bit. And who's our other center? Oh yeah, Dykstra. I don't think I've ever gotten to talk about Dykstra.
See, it's a brand new week, brand new people to talk about. That's why we do it. All right. Well, for me and Randy, hopefully everybody has a great week. We'll see you next one.